Hello, guys, and welcome to another week of FOC. I'm your host, Nick, helping out my buddy Danny at Flashpoint Comics and Games, the best comic shop in the Central Florida area. Make sure to check them out over in Winter Springs, Florida. So today's another FOC show for your FOCable books this upcoming Monday, June 30th. So the question that everybody likes to ask is, what is FOC? FOC stands for Final Order Cutoff. That means it is the last day that you get your orders in for these very exclusive, very fun variant covers. So you could send your FOC request to Flashpoint Comics and Games at gmail.com. Danny runs that Gmail. Or you could go to the store, tell Danny your FOCs, call the store, or you go to League of Comic Geeks. That's what they're using now instead of Previews World. So go to League of Comic Geeks and select Flashpoint Comics and Games as your store and submit your FOC requests. So as always, we're going to start things off with some DC. You can go to lunardistribution.com and look along with me at your FOCs. If you're watching the show live, whether it's this week or any other week, jump in the comics section, talk comics with me. There's Fantastic Four coming out soon. There is, what else is coming out soon? Superman's coming out soon. We just saw Ironheart just came out. So a lot of good comic booky stuff coming out pretty dang soon over here. So starting off with DC, we have Absolute Martian Manhunter, number 5 of 12. Here's your A cover by Javier Rodriguez. So in your FOC request for DC and Lunar, you just write the B cover with the artist name. Marvel, it's a little bit different, but make sure you get the artist name in there for sure. Here's a B cover by Francisco Francivilli. C cover by Lee Gerbert. There's a 1 in 25 by Riley Rossmo and a 1 in 50s by Dustin Nugent. If you want any incentives, make sure to ask Danny if he's going to order enough of that book to get your incentive, and I think he'll give you dibs. That's a Danny question, not a me question. Absolute Wonder Woman, number 10. A covers by Hayden Sherman. B covers by Chris Anka. C covers by Mama. That one's really cool. I like that one. There is a 1 in 25 by Terso. Alter Ego 196, The Art of Invincible hardcover season 2, Barbarella number 5 of 5, A cover by Joseph Michael Listner, B covers by Annie Wu, C cover Richard Pace, D cover is a cosplay variant. There's an E cover, it's by Joseph Michael Listner, it's a limited version. There's a 1 in 10, it's a cosplay version. It's an F cover. There's a G cover. It's a 1 in 10. It's the Joseph Michael Litzler black and white art line variant. There's an H cover. It's a 1 in 15 by Richard Pace. It's a virgin. There's a 1 in 15 by Joseph Michael Litzler. This is a complete black and white. This is the I cover. There's a J. It's a 1 in 15 by Annie Wu. Batman 161. A cover by Jim Lee and Scott Williams. There's your A cover. B cover by Lanil Francis. C covers by Gabrielle Del Otto. It's a connecting variant. The D cover by Frank Chu. That's a really cool Hush cover. I like this one. I think that one's the winner. So my two winners so far are this Hush cover and that Wonder Woman on the dead horse. There's a George Perez Legacy variant. There is a foil of the A cover. There's a 1 in 25 by Clay Mann. There's a 1 in 50 by Steve Scrosi. There's a 1 in 100, but it's a virgin. I don't think Danny's going to order 100, but you could ask if you want it. There's a Jorge Jimenez Superman movie cardstock variant. There's a giant size special edition. And there's also a foil of that as well. It's probably like a bigger edition. It's like $14.99. Must be a big size book. Best of 2000 AD Trade Paperback Volume 1. Then there's Volume 2, 3. So these are all previously through Diamond. If you want any of these trades, let Danny know. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Best of John Wagner's Judge Dredd hardcover. Another one previously with Diamond. Biker Mice from Mars. Number 2. A cover by Edu Soza. B cover, Juan Campbell. 1 in 10 by Juan Wosa. D cover is a 1 in 20 by Daniel Getty. E cover is a 1 in 50 by Daniel Getty. It's a black and white. Blade Forger, 5 of 5. 1 cover. Blue Palo Verde, number 2 of 5. 1 cover. Brick Journal, 91. 1 cover. Collects It, The Battle of Universal City, number 1 of 3. A cover is by Granda. B cover is by Granda. It's a Twilight cover. There's 1 in 3 by Luciano Vecchio. There's a 1 in 5 by Dusky Loveless. There's a 1 in 10 by Amansi Naholpan. There's a 1 in 20 by Kreese Lee. There is a 1 in 50 by Kreese Lee. It's a G. H cover is a 1 in 100 by Granda. Cal Exit Trade Paperback Volume 1. Captain Planet number 2. A cover, Chad Hardin. B cover, Jay Lee. C cover, Christian Ward. D cover, Ben Oliver. E cover is a Metal by Hardin. And F is a Virgin. There's a G cover. It's a 1 in 10 by Jay Lee. 1 in 10s by Ben Oliver. It's a Virgin. It's an H. I cover is a 1 in 15 by Jay Lee. It's a complete black and white Virgin. And guys, if you're ordering any of these books with a billion different covers and incentives and stuff, please make sure you're just very, very on point with that when emailing or giving your FOCs. Danny wants to shout out Mark, who just subscribed to our YouTube channel for FOC. There we go. Thank you, Mark. We appreciate that. I'm not live on YouTube. Danny does upload the video to YouTube. If you want to join me live, it's on Facebook and Twitter. I don't get Twitter notifications, though, unfortunately. So if you want to talk live every Friday, roughly 5 o'clock Eastern time, go to the Facebook page, Flashpoint Comics and Games. All right, comic book creator number 40, Remembering Dave Stevens. Criminal Trade Paperback Volume 8, Heroes Have Always Been Junkies. Cupid's Arrows Hardcover Volume 2. And then there is also a trade paperback. Dark Horrors 3 of 5, A cover by FICO Osio. And then there's a 1 in 10 that's a black and white. DC's Finest Horror, The Devil's Doorway trade paperback. DC versus Vampires, World War V, or World War V, number 11, A covers by Otto Schmidt. B covers by Ryan Brown. C covers Homare. DC's California Love. It's a one-shot, number 1. A covers by Bernard Chang. B cover Marco Takara. C cover Mahmoud Asrar. Dead Weights trade paperback. Truth of Department number 32. A cover by Martin Simons. B cover was a 1 in 10 by Letzia Kadonica. There's also a 1 in 25 by Trevor Henderson. Detective Kalju number 2 of 4. A cover by Kit Wallace. B cover John Sumerva. C covers by Michael Calero. It's a Batman the Animated Series homage. Let's see. There's number 3 is an A cover by Kit Wallace. B covers by Michael Calero. C cover by Michael Calero. Essential Judge Anderson trade paperback volume 1, 2, 3. So those are your 3 right there. Then there's Essential Judge Dredd trade paperback number 2, The Apocalypse War. And number 4, Dredd versus Death. Exquisite Corpses number 3, A cover by Michael Walsh. B cover Valentine Delandro. C cover Michael Walsh. It's a polybagged. D covers by Stealth. There's a 1 in 25 by Ricardo Lopez. There's a 1 in 50 by Joshua Hickson. Fate the Winx Saga trade paperback volume 2, The Shadow War. Feral number 15, A cover by Tony Flex and Trish Fortsner. And there's a B cover by Trish Fortsner and Alan Pasaquaya. 1 in 10 is a version of the A. Feral trade paperback volume 3. Danny's got The Flash, Bad Moon Rising. It's a one-shot. Then we have The Flash by Joshua Williamson's an omnibus volume 2. Flash Gordon quarterly collection trade paperback volume 1. The Future Is, I don't know what word that is. I think I can make it out. Number 4. Futuristic Robots, Rockets, Robots, Ray Guns of Space hardcover. Giager number 16, A cover by Gary Frank and Brad Anderson. There's a B cover by Iman Winkle and Brad Anderson. There's a C cover by Kyle Holtz and Dan Brown. Goddamn Tragedy number 1. It's a one-shot, third printing. Gotham City Sirens, Unfit for Orbit number 4 or 5. A cover, Terry Dodson. B cover is by Nubovich. C cover, Julian March. It's a connecting. Then there's also a foil of the connecting. There's a 1 in 25. This one's really pretty. I like that one. Green Arrow number 26. A cover, Turin Clark. B cover, Leslie Lyrics. There is there's also 25. It's a wraparound. And there's 25 as a B cover is a Carlos Danda. C covers Salvador LaRocca. D covers by Davide Paratori. And there's a blank. And there's a 1 in 25 by Chris Campa. Guardian of the Sky Realms Trade Paperback Volume 1 Sky Realms Chronicles. Gunslinger Spawn number 45. A cover by Thaddeus Robeck. Then we have a B cover by Federico Sabatini. Hero Trade Project Chimera number 1 of 2. A cover David Lapham. B cover by Rob Liefeld. 1 in 20 David Lapham. 1 in 50 also by Lapham. They're just different covers. 1 in 50s here. Hornsby and Halo number 8. A cover Peter Snangeberg, I think. B cover by Ryan Soak. C cover Sean Von Gorman. I like that one a lot. I like Stained Glass. I Am the Law trade paperback. How Judge Dredd Predicted Our Future. Ice Cream Man number 44. A cover by Martin Moroza. B cover Declan Shalvey. Illuminati number 2. Not the Marvel's Illuminati. JLA Earth number 2. Deluxe edition hardcover. Jungle number 1 of 5. A cover Tom Neely. There's also a 1 in 5 by Skinner. Justice League Unlimited number 9. A cover Dan Mora. B cover Felipe Masafera. C cover Tiago da Silva. D cover by Travis Moore. E cover Derek Chu. F cover is a Superman movie variant. And a 1 in 25 by Nimit Malavia. Kaya number 28. A cover Wes Craig. B cover Saraju. Lilith trade paperback volume 1. Look Into My Eyes number 1 of 5. A cover Ruben Kubelis. B cover Maria Lovet. Lost Fantasy number 3. A cover Luca Casalanguida. B cover Alex Diotto. C cover 1 in 15 by Luca Casalanguida. D cover is 1 in 25 by Dalton James. Loud House hardcover volume 24. Move Into the Music. There's also a trade paperback of that. Magical History Tour 3 in 1 hardcover. Marvel Art of Michael Turner hardcover. There's a variant to the jacket of that. I don't know why we're getting Marvel books here. It's weird. Marvel Zombies 2005 number 1. It's a pan-dimensional 3D edition. Interesting. Monstrous number 58. Mr. Terrific Year 1 number 3 of 6. Is Mr. Terrific in Superman? I think he is. A cover by Kyree Randolph. B cover by Raza. New History of the DC Universe number 2 of 4. A cover Chris Samney. B cover by Dan Mora. C cover by Frank Cho. D cover by Scott Koblish. E covers by Ryan Sook. That's a really cool cover. It's almost like a Crisis of Infinite Earths cover. That might be the winner of this week so far. That one's a really good one. 1 in 25 by Walter Simonson. Pinapocalypse number 5 of 6. A cover Andrew Tarusov. B cover Ryan Pasibi. It's a movie poster variant. C covers by Andrew Tarusov. D covers 1 in 25 by Sveta Shubinina. Quillinopi and the Unicorn Utopia trade paperback. Retro Fan number 41. Rocket Fellers number 7. A cover by Francis Manipal. B covers by Sia Uom. C cover Marco Santucci. D covers a Fantastic Four homage of Fantastic Four #1. Roy #1. Okay. Seasons #6. A cover Paul Azeketa. B covers 1 and 15. Danny and Chris Chukri. Sherlock Holmes Dark Detective Volume 2 Special Album. Silverhawks #5. A cover by Mark Spears. And a B cover by Jay Lee. C covers by Cat Staggs. D cover Geraldo Borges. E cover Alessandro Rinaldi. F cover by Lyrics Lee. Silverhawks #5. G cover Mannix. H covers a Mark Spears Metal. I cover is a Mark Spears Virgin. 1 in 10 is by David Cousins. There's also a 1 in 10 by Jay Lee. A 1 in 15 by David Cousins, it's a Virgin. 1 in 15 by Mannix, it's a Virgin. 1 in 15 by Lyrics Lee, it's a Virgin. A 1 in 20 by Alessandro Rinaldi, it's a Virgin. Cover P's by Geraldo Borges, it's a 1 in 20. Cover Q's a 1 in 25 by Cat Staggs, it's a Virgin. Cover R's a 1 in 25 by Jay Lee, it's a Virgin. 6 Gun Battle for the Six, #1 of 3. A cover Brian Hurt. B cover Valeria. C cover, it's a blank sketch. The D cover, it's a 1 in 10 by Christopher Mitten. And an E cover is a 1 in 20, it's a foil stamp. There's an F cover, it's a 1 in 50 by Brian Hurt, it's a black and white. Sleeps #3 of 8. A cover by Xander Cannon. B cover by John Bivens. A cover Spawn Bloodletter. A cover by Christian Rosaldo. B cover Raymond Gay. Spawn Rat City #16. A cover Daniel Heracles. B cover by Marco Kolak. Spawn The Curse of Shirley Johnson #2. A cover Jonathan Glapian. B cover by Dan Panosian. Superman #28. A cover Dan Mora. B cover Nathan Schursdy. C cover Guillaume March. D cover Tula Lote. 1 in 25 Salvador LaRocca. F cover by Dan Mora. It's a spot foil. I'm sure that one looks really cool. Tama #1 of 6. Dustin Nugent on the A cover. A 1 in 10 by Tony Flix. The Voice Said Kill #1 of 4. 8 covers by Vanessa Del Rey. 1 in 25 is by Christian Ward. 1 in 50 by Tula Lote. Thundercats Powerpuff Girls #1. A cover Paulina Ganuccio. B cover Coleman Engel. C cover Corin Kaiser. D cover Sowowi. E cover Nicoletta Baldari. Thundercats Powerpuff Girls #1. Cover F blank. There's a G cover by Ganuccio. It's a metal. H cover is a Ganuccio hollow foil. 1 in 10 is by Nicoletta Baldari. Cover J is a 1 in 15 by Sowowi. 1 in 20 is a Coleman Engel Virgin. 1 in 20 is Paulina Ganuccio Virgin. M covers by Ken Hassner. It's an original FOC bonus. N covers a pink blank. O covers a 1 in 5 by Ken Hassier. It's a black and white, looks like. P covers a 1 in 7. It's a Corin Kaiser Stone Virgin. Q covers a 1 in 10 by Ken Hassier. It's a black and white as well. And there's an R cover. It's a 1 in 15 by Ken Hassier. It's a Virgin. Vampirella Armageddon #1. A cover Francisco Matina. B covers by Lyrics. C cover Mark Spears. D cover by Joseph Michael Listener. E covers a cosplay variant. F covers by Francisco Matina. It's a foil variant. G covers a foil Virgin. H is a Mark Spears foil. And I is a Mark Spears foil Virgin. J is a blank. K is a Francisco Matina metal virgin. L is a Francisco Matina virgin. I don't know what the difference is there. The M is a 1 in 10 cosplay. It's a virgin. Then the N is a 1 in 10 by Lyrics foil. The O is a 1 in 10 by Joseph Michael Listener. The P is a 1 in 15 by Lyrics Lee. It's a foil. The Q is also 1 in 15 by Joseph Michael Listener. It's a virgin. And then the 1 in 15 is an art cover by Lyrics Lee. It's a virgin. The S is a 1 in 20 by Joseph Michael Listener. The T is a 1 in 20 by Mark Spears. It's a virgin. The U is a red blank. The 1 in 7 is a Michael Listener foil variant. It's a V cover. Then there's a 1 in 10. It's a W. So again, guys, be very, very careful with these FOCs. Make sure to let Danny know exactly what you want. Vanishing Point number 3 of 6. Void Rivals number 21. A cover, Lorenzo Di Felici. B covers by Connor Hughes. 1 in 10 is by Martin Perazzo and Patricio. 1 in 25 is by Luigi Formasano. 1 in 50 is by Hayden Sherman. Wake Up Pixoto trade paperback. Womb Rider one shot. And World of Betty and Veronica Jumbo Comics Digest. We are now going to go over to Marvel. And to go to Marvel, you go to Penguin Random House. Just go to upcoming FOCs. Yes, here we go. Okay. And you could see it. Wonderful. So, guys, the goal here is just make sure you get the books that you want. If you don't want to watch the FOC show, it's usually about 40 minutes or so every week. If you don't want to watch the entire thing, that's okay. So, Lunar Distribution is where you go for DC books. Marvel is Penguin Random House, and you can just look by yourself and submit your FOCs. Blade Red Band Prodigal Sons trade paperback at $17.99. Bring on the Bad Guys Loki number 1. Here's your main cover. Here's your Anand Rechuron variant. Here's your Miguel Mercado. This one's an incentive, by the way. Not sure what the number is there. Here's your Nogi-san. Here's your Nogi-san incentive. Here's your Romy Jones. Here's your Todd Nook. I like this one a lot. Daredevil Unleash Hell Red Band. It's a trade paperback. Emma Frost, the White Queen by David Nakayama, second printing. And there's an incentive for that. Very, very pretty by Richie Yagawa. Fantastic Four number 8 is a facsimile edition to this. There's the main cover. There's a foil for that. And there's also a Dolly variant. That is an incentive. God's One World Under Doom. Here's your main cover. Here's your variant by Yasmine Putri. Generation X Epic Collection Family Business. Giant Size Amazing Spider-Man number 1 by Greg Capullo. It's second printing. Here's your A cover and your incentive by Lee Berejmo. Godzilla vs. Avengers Lanil Yu second printing. Here's your A cover. It says variant, but I think that's the A cover because there's your incentive right there by Takashi. Incredible Hulk 27. There's your main cover. Here's your Eric Larson variant. Here's your Michael Walsh. That one's really cool. I like that one. Here's your Simone Bianchi. It's an incentive. Jeff the Land Shark, number 1, Gorohu Ratio variant. And here's the A cover. Magic Volume 1 Unleashed trade paperback. Marvel and Disney, What If Goofy Became Spider-Man number 1. There's your A cover. Here's your variant. It's by Andrea Frasero. Here's your Phil Noto variant. And there's also a Phil Noto incentive virgin variant. And there's also a Spider-Man Ron Lim variant. And a Scotty Young. I'm sure that Scotty's going to sell very, very well. Next up, Marvel Team Up Omnibus Whole Hardcover Volume 1. There's your A cover and your direct-to-market edition. Micronauts Epic Collection, the original Marvel years, Home Sweet Home World. Predator Kills the Marvel Universe number 1. There's your A cover. Here's your Corey Smith variant. Here's your Dan Panosian. Here's your Gabriel Delgado. You also have a version for Delgado that's an incentive. And you also have an incentive by In-Hyuk Lee. And then there's your Michael Bandini. It's a foil variant. That one's not an incentive. Here's your Marcelo Federella. It's a third printing for Marvel versus Spider-Man. And then there's, Predator versus Spider-Man. Then there's an incentive by Pepe Larraz. Savage Wolverine. There's your A cover, number 1. Here's your Clayton Crane. It's a variant. Spectacular Spider-Man, the Monster Treasury Edition. Spider-Man and Wolverine number 3. There's your A cover. Here is your Dan Panosian variant. Here's your Nico Henrichian. It's an incentive. And your Stephanie Hans an incentive. Spider-Man versus the Sinister 16. Here's your number 1 A cover. Here's your Nick Bradshaw variant. Here's your Phil Noto variant. Star Wars High Republic, the finale, number 1. Here's your A cover. Here's your incentive by Ario Anadito. There's also a Chris Sprouse Return of Revenge of the Sith 20th anniversary. Oh boy, here we go. More covers for me. Yay. So there's your Chris Sprouse Return of Revenge of the Sith 20th anniversary. Here's your Giuseppe Comensoli variant. The Thing, number 3 by Andre Bresson. There's a variant for that. Well, this is an incentive variant. Here's a Pete Woods variant. Let's see where your main cover is. Here's your main cover for The Thing, Volume 3. Ultimate Spider-Man, number 19. There's your A cover. Here's your incentive variant by Ben Sue. Here's your Gerald Paral Mary Jane variant. There's a Virgin incentive for that one. And a Trad Moore variant. The Ultimates, number 14. There's your main cover. Here's your In-Hyuk Lee Ultimate Special variant. Only a few more left here. Here is your Juan Ferreira variant. Here's your Salvador LaRocca. It's an incentive variant. The Vision and Scarlet Witch number 3 by Lyrics Scarlet Witch variant. There's also a incentive for that. And here's an incentive by Simone DeMeo. Here's your main cover. Werewolf by Night, Blood Moon Rise number 1. Here's your main cover. And here's your Eon Joyner Marvel Studios variant. And lastly, here is your Jose Maria Casanovas variant. So those are your FOCs for June 30th. Make sure to get your FOC request in. Go to flashpointcomicsandgames@gmail.com before 9 p.m. Eastern on Monday. Or you could call the store or go into the store in Winter Springs, Florida. Or go to League of Comic Geeks and submit your FOCs to Flashpoint Comics and Games. Until next time, this is your FOC show. Talk to you guys next week. Actually, next week's 4th of July. So FOC show probably be on Thursday or Saturday. To be determined. Talk to you guys next week.